Hello guys, this is Claudia from claudiamyenglishteacher.com. In this video we're going to focus on the first part of the listening test. I'm going to guide you through the techniques and the structure to succeed in this part of the IELTS test, so stay with me.
Listening Part 1 is a conversation between two speakers about different topics. The topics may vary. There could be two people discussing the results of a sports match, or two friends talking about a game, two people checking into a hotel, and two people at the post office or booking a ticket. The questions will follow the order of the audio, and it is very common to find sentence completion exercises in the listening part 1. If you're interested in knowing the different types of questions that could come up in the IELTS listening test, watch the video on IELTS listening structure, and I will explain all the different types of listening questions that could come up. There are about 7 in total. There are 10 questions in part 1, and these 10 questions can sometimes be divided into 2 smaller blocks, just like you can see in this case. Here we have, for example, question 1 to 6, then the audio will have a bit of a pause, and then question 7 to 10. In other cases, you will have the 10 questions all together in one block. It is very important to check whether part 1 is divided into 2 blocks or not, because the number of words you need to put in each gap may change. In this case, for example, from question 1 to 6, you can only put 1 word. But from question 7 to 10, you have to fill in the gap with 1 word or 1 number. In this case, where all 10 questions are together, you need to fill in the gaps with 1 word or 1 number. Make sure you check the amount of words you need during the 30 seconds you get before the audio starts. In those 30 seconds, you need to look at the questions and underline or circle the keywords. The questions are relatively easy, and there will always be names of people, addresses, postcodes, phone numbers. In some tests, you can have days of the week, months, years, and times of the day. In this case that we're looking at now, we have the name of a person, the address, the postcode, and the phone number. As you can see, the postcode and the phone number are already there. In the listening test, the speakers will always spell out names, surnames, or names of places for you, which means that you need to know the English alphabet very well. You should practice spelling skills before the exam, and don't underestimate the importance of spelling. Good practice, for example, could be to look at names of actors or actresses, politicians or sportspeople, and spell out their names. Let's look at an example of spelling from a real test.
Could I have your name, please?
Andrea Brown.
Thank you. And your address?
24 Ardley Road.
Can you spell that?
ARDLEIGH Road.
An important piece of advice that I would like to give you is to write all the answers in capital letters. In this way, you won't make mistakes when you write names of people of street names. In listening part 1, the key information, which is the information that you need to answer the questions, is repeated. And this means that you will hear the same words as in the question paper. But you must be careful because there are tricks. Let's look at an example.
And can I ask you where you heard about World Tours? From a friend, or did you see an advert somewhere?
No, I read about you in the newspaper.
So in this case, the man, who is the travel agent, asks the woman, "Can I ask you where you heard about World Tours? From a friend, or did you see an advert somewhere?" And the woman replies, "No, I read about you in the newspaper." The trick here is that you may confuse the heard about in the man's question with the read about in the woman's answer. So the IELTS does this a lot. But obviously, if you follow the listening, it's pretty clear that the woman has read about the travel agency in the newspaper, and that's how she heard about them. Thank you for watching this video. If you want more advice on the other parts of the listening or the other IELTS papers, please watch my other videos, which you can find here in the description or on my website claudiamyenglishteacher.com. If you need help with the IELTS in general, visit my website to see the courses I'm offering at the moment and just drop me an email explaining what you need. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook for mini weekly IELTS lessons. Thank you so much.